Hey guys, welcome to Built in America. I'm your host, Jeff Vreeland. This show is about men and women who are actually building businesses in America today, not just chasing profits, but they're trying to do so with conviction, integrity, and responsibility. As you know, each episode I sit down with founders, operators, leaders, owners, CEOs who believe business is more than transaction. It's influence, it's stewardship. It's one of the most powerful ways our values show up in real life. We're here to talk about the marketplace, what's changing, what's working, and what it really takes to serve customers who care about what they buy and who they buy it from. These are honest conversations with people doing the work, learning in real time how to build, lead, and grow in a complicated world. This is Built in America. And today I'm very excited to have my friend and owner of, or CEO, of A Mind for All Seasons. So please help me welcome my good friend, Eric Collett here. Eric, thank you for being here and taking the time to do this. Can you tell me a little bit about A Mind for All Seasons?
Yeah, A Mind for All Seasons is an innovative company that helps assisted living facilities and other long-term care professionals around the country basically go from being a one-way street to being a two-way street. Instead of just managing decline, we give them powerful tools to help them assess why the people coming into their communities are on the downhill slope and identify root cause issues that they can address to change that trajectory and help the people that they're serving do better and progress, and in some cases get well enough to even move back home.
Excellent. Excellent, man. You were very succinct in that. I love that. I love that. So let's dive into the very first question that I wanted to ask, which is how does your business help people live out their values when they spend their money? I think I know the answer to this because you kind of gave it in your intro, but let's hear you say it.
Well, I think people want the highest degree of independence possible. I don't know anybody that wakes up and says, I hope today is the day that I get to move into an assisted living community or that I deteriorate enough that I need memory care. And when we give people better physical health, we're allowing a lot of other amazing things to happen in their lives. And not only is that valuable in the marketplace, but it allows people to continue to exercise their agency and to choose the life that they feel inspired to live.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what does building and growing your business in America mean to you personally?
Gosh, when you bring that up, I think of all the time that I spent growing up sitting around the dinner table, it was like the incubator. That's where I learned my values. That's where I learned how to build a business. My parents were entrepreneurs. My dad built a company that he ran for 40 years, and then he sold it to one of my brothers who still runs it to this day very successfully. And we would talk about business challenges around the table. And it was there that I really learned that I am blessed to live in the United States of America because we're free to try and free to pivot and free to fail. And if the government enacts a new regulation that affects the business in some way, then we still have the freedom to make some changes and decide how we're going to address that. And as I've gotten older and talked to more and more people from other parts of the world, it's become clear to me that not everyone has that opportunity. My parents had a foreign exchange student from Slovakia who came over, and this was after I was out of the house already, but they would talk to me about how incredulous this kid's friends were when he showed them pictures of the high school parking lot. They said, nobody owns that many cars. How could there be that many cars in one place? And later on, this young man ended up going to school to become an engineer, and yet he could earn more money by coming and working at McDonald's for a summer than he could earn in a year as an engineer with a master's degree in his country. And I just think of experiences like that and think, man, I am so blessed to live in this beautiful country.
Absolutely. Opportunities aplenty. Opportunities aplenty. So how have you seen your customers change in the last few years, especially those who are conservative or faith-based customers?
Well, overall, our business changed a lot when COVID hit because it was all built around going into assisted living communities, and we actually lost that part of our business. We lost almost all of our revenue overnight. We were shut down because we could not go into those buildings. And so we shifted and started working with a lot more individuals around the country. And then we've had to pivot back toward assisted living and what it is that we really want to do. But I think overall, people have grown a little bit more open to out of the box thinking. I see customers that are more and more tired of the status quo. They're more suspicious of institutional bodies that they see as maybe corrupted or having perverse incentives. And so they're looking to learn. They're more open to educating themselves and trying to figure out what are new and different ways that we could leverage knowledge that exists and move forward and do things that are innovative and that they can feel good about. So it's been good that people have become more open-minded and more willing to educate themselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what values guide the way you lead your team and serve your customers?
Yeah, we're pretty intentional about this. We're clear that our number one core value is belief in the power of education. I believe that education is the key to unlocking the answers to really vexing problems. And we need to become lifelong learners. I think it's important to read broadly and to find out how different people in completely different situations have solved some of the challenges they faced. And often innovation lies in an area that's maybe a little bit different than the one that you're focused on. So that's a big one for us. Innovation is also an important value that ties into education. Collaboration and personalization are also important things that we value as a company. And overall, we think it's important to be genuine, to be kind, to have real human interaction with people and to serve them in a Christ-like way that reaches them deeply.
So this is my favorite question. What's one piece of advice that you would give to other business owners who are trying to reach value-driven Americans? Excuse me.
Yeah. I think, honestly, Jeff, decisions are made emotionally. We know that technically. It's the emotional part of the brain that drives us to act. And I see a real risk in the world today. I think people are beginning to outsource their thinking, and it's preventing them from doing the one most important thing that they could do to serve their customer, which is to connect with them in a meaningful way. We let friends, we let trusted advisors, we let family members help us all the time. We don't let complete strangers who we don't know, like, and trust help us. And I think if people are going to survive all of the changes that we're in the midst of with the AI revolution and all that's happening, people need to stop outsourcing their thinking. I was reading some newsletters the other day, a handful of them, just kind of going through my inbox. And I unsubscribed to a few of them because they all, not only did they have the same tone, but all kind of right in the middle at about the same spot, had a line that said, "Here's the truth, : And it was obvious that they were all written by AI engines. This wasn't the author doing their own thinking. Some of the ideas were relatively good, but I want to connect with people. And so I think it's important to do the hard work, to do your own work these days. Not that there aren't ways we could use AI tools to become more efficient and to expand our reach, but I think it's dangerous to just outsource all of our thinking and not have our own authentic voice.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think it's great. I think finding the balance of that is going to be very key for any company moving forward. Doesn't matter what your business is. So, well, Eric, that's all the time we have. I appreciate you being on. I appreciate you answering these questions. Some great answers, and appreciate the way you're leading your company here in America.
You're welcome. Thanks for the privilege of being with you.
Well, guys, that's a wrap today on our show. We appreciate you being here. As always, if you want to find out a little bit more about what we're doing, check out our weekly podcast, Liberty Spenders, where we dive in a lot deeper. It's a much longer show dealing with other companies and people who are of the same mind. If you're a business owner, a leader, or a brand that wants to better understand how to reach these value-driven customers, hit up libertyspenders.com. You can see us there, connect with us. We'll help you learn more about these types of individuals. And finally, if you or someone you know would like to be a guest on a Built in America podcast, head over to builtinamericapodcast.com. There's an application there you can fill out, and we'll be in contact with you about scheduling to be on the show. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for supporting American-built businesses, and we'll see you next time on Built in America.